Imagine stepping into your backyard and feeling like you've escaped to a five-star resort in Bali, all thanks to a few forgotten greens that cost less than a fancy latte. But big box stores don't want you to know about them because they thrive without endless upkeep. Today, we're counting down 15 backyard plants that can transform your ordinary yard into a lush luxury oasis, each with a story of how they faded from our gardens and why bringing them back is the ultimate rebellion against bland landscaping. Number 15, Bergenia. This hardy perennial, often called elephant's ears for its thick, glossy leaves, graced Victorian rock gardens where it provided year-round structure and subtle pink blooms in spring. Historically, it was a staple in English cottage gardens, used to edge paths and suppress weeds with its dense foliage. But modern trends toward minimalist lawns and fast-growing annuals pushed it aside, as marketing favored flashier imports that demand more water and chemicals. The irony is, we've lost a plant that whispers resilience, its leathery leaves catching dew like jewels and releasing a faint, earthy aroma that grounds you in nature's quiet luxury. You'd never guess it survives Arctic winters, yet looks tropical enough to fool your neighbors into thinking you hired a pro landscaper. Number 14, sea holly. With its spiky, metallic blue flowers resembling underwater thistles, sea holly was once harvested from coastal dunes in Europe for medicinal teas that soothed sore throats. Gardeners in the 1800s prized it for borders, where its sculptural form added drama without fuss. Disease-resistant but overshadowed by hybridized roses in the industrial flower trade, it gained a reputation as too wild for suburban aesthetics, leading to its decline as lawns became symbols of control. Tragically, we've forfeited a pollinator magnet whose bristly textures and salty scent evoke seaside escapes, turning any yard into a textured haven that feels alive and untamed. Fun fact, bees adore it so much, your garden might buzz like a hidden spa retreat. Number 13. Toad lily. This shade-loving beauty, dotted with orchid-like spots on delicate petals, originated in Asian woodlands and was introduced to Western gardens in the early 20th century as the exotic understory plant for humid borders. It bloomed late in the season, extending the floral show when others faded. But changing climates and a shift to drought-tolerant xeriscaping made it seem finicky, while big nurseries promoted sun-worshipping perennials instead. The value lost is profound, a plant that paints your shady corners with freckled elegance, its subtle vanilla fragrance lingering like a nostalgic whisper from forgotten forests. Imagine the surprise when it pops up in fall, outshining tired annuals. Number 12. Baptisia. Known as false indigo, this North American native was cultivated by indigenous tribes for blue dyes and later by colonial farmers for soil enrichment in prairie-style plots. Its pea-like pods and lupin-shaped flowers brought vertical interest to meadows and fences. Industrial dyes and the rise of synthetic fertilizers in the mid-1900s rendered it obsolete, branding it as old-fashioned amid the lawn-mower era. We've tragically discarded a nitrogen fixer that builds soil health naturally, its rattling seed pods adding a rhythmic, wind-chime texture to your oasis while smelling faintly of fresh hay. One anecdote, Thomas Jefferson grew it at Monticello, proving it's presidential material for any backyard. Number 11, foxglove. Towering spires of tubular bells in pinks and whites, foxglove was a medieval apothecary staple, extracted for heart medicines in European hedgerows. Victorian enthusiasts planted it en masse for fairy tale borders that hummed with bees. Toxicity concerns and regulations on self-seeding plants led to its retreat, as safer, compact hybrids took over catalogs. The outrage is we've lost a vertical drama queen whose velvety blooms drip with nectar, creating a sensory symphony of hums and herbal scents that make your yard feel enchanted and elite. You'd never guess it's the secret behind digitalis drugs, blending beauty with hidden power. Number 10, iris. Named after the rainbow goddess, irises adorned ancient Egyptian tombs and were symbols of royalty in French fleur-de-lis designs, thriving in boggy backyard ponds. Their sword-like leaves and ruffled petals provided elegant focal points in Renaissance water gardens. Overbreeding for showy varieties caused disease susceptibility, like rhizome rot, pushing heritage types out as aesthetics favored uniform lawns. Ironically, we've forsaken a plant that mirrors luxury with its silky petals unfurling like silk scarves, releasing a sweet violet perfume that transports you to opulent estates. Surprising fact, Van Gogh painted them obsessively, capturing their iridescent glow. Number 9. aloe vera. This succulent healer, potted in ancient Sumerian homes for burns and salves, migrated to Mediterranean backyards as a low-water wonder for arid borders. Its gel-filled spikes were everyday remedies in colonial herb gardens. Modern pharmaceuticals and a preference for ornamental grasses diminished its reputation, seen as too utilitarian in an era of designer landscapes. The tragedy is losing a resilient icon whose cooling, cucumber-scented gel soothes skin, while its sculptural form adds desert chic, making your oasis feel like a high-end wellness retreat. Anecdote: Cleopatra supposedly used it for her legendary beauty routine. Number 8. Ponytail palm. Despite its name, this isn't a true palm, but a succulent from Mexican deserts, kept as houseplants in Victorian conservatories before spilling into outdoor patios for tropical flair. Its bulbous base stored water, making it ideal for drought-prone yards. Urban sprawl and climate shifts favoring native purism labeled it invasive in some areas, while marketing pushed faster-growing exotics. We've outrageously overlooked a plant that sways like a whimsical fountain, its strappy leaves rustling with a papery whisper that evokes poolside paradise. You'd never guess it can live over 100 years, outlasting trends. Number 7. Boston fern. Cascading fronds of emerald green, Boston ferns hung from porches in 19th century America, purifying air in humid backyards and creating verdant screens. They were mass-produced during the fern craze, symbolizing elegance in Gilded Age homes. Synthetic air filters and a move to minimalist decor tarnished their image as high maintenance, despite their ease in shade. The value stripped away is a feathery veil that filters light like lace curtains, infusing your space with a fresh, misty forest aroma that's pure escapism. Fun fact, they absorb toxins better than many modern gadgets. Number 6. Banana plant. Towering leaves like giant fans, banana plants were backyard staples in subtropical colonial plantations, providing shade and fruit in informal groves. They symbolized abundance in early American tropics-inspired gardens. Disease outbreaks like Panama wilt and industrial banana monocultures shifted focus to grocery imports, making home growth seem impractical. Tragically, we've lost a dramatic shademaker whose broad blades flap with a tropical rhythm, releasing a sweet, fruity scent that turns your yard into an edible haven. Imagine harvesting your own bananas. Talk about luxury. Number 5. Mandevilla. Vining trumpets of pink or red, Mandevilla climbed trellises in South American patios, introduced to U.S. gardens in the 1800s for vibrant summer displays. It twined around arbors, offering privacy with flair. Frost sensitivity and the rise of cold-hardy climbers like clematis pushed it north only as annuals, its reputation suffering from perceived tenderness. The irony hits hard. We've forfeited a climber that drapes your fences in velvety blooms, their honeyed fragrance drawing butterflies for a living tapestry of opulence. Surprising anecdote, it's named after a diplomat who smuggled it from Brazil. Number 4. Canna lily. Bold, paddle-shaped leaves and fiery flowers, canna lilies lit up Victorian beds with their tropical punch, used in mass plantings for instant drama. Originating in the Americas, they were hybridized for grandeur in estate gardens. Pests like canna leaf rollers and a shift to subtle pastels in mid-century design deemed them garish, leading to their fade. Outrageously, we've discarded a heat lover whose waxy foliage gleams like polished bronze, exhaling a spicy warmth that makes any poolside feel resort-worthy. You'd never guess they're edible, with roots like sweet potatoes. Number 3. Elephant ears. Massive, heart-shaped leaves veined like ancient maps, elephant ears shaded Mayan courtyards and were Victorian greenhouse stars before outdoor adaptation. They created instant jungles in boggy backyard spots. Water restrictions and invasive listings in some states curbed their spread, as eco-trends favored natives over exotics. The profound loss is a plant that envelops you in oversized greenery, its velvety surface trapping humidity for a dewy rainforest glow that's the essence of oasis luxury. Fun fact, some varieties grow tubers used in global cuisines. Number 2. Hibiscus. Exotic saucer blooms in sunset hues, hibiscus brewed teas in ancient Egypt and adorned Hawaiian leis. Becoming backyard hedges in warm climates, they symbolized hospitality in colonial tropics. Hybrid teas and disease like hibiscus chlorotic ring spot virus shifted preferences to hardier shrubs, marketing them as passé. We've tragically ignored a bloom that unfurls like silk parasols, its tangy nectar scent perfuming the air for a sensory indulgence rivaling high-end spas. Anecdote. It's the state flower of Hawaii, embodying aloha vibes. Number 1. Bird of Paradise. Dramatic crests mimicking exotic birds, this South African native starred in royal botanical collections brought to Europe in the 1700s for conservatory spectacles. It added architectural flair to patios, blooming year-round in mild zones. Import regulations and a reputation for slowness in cold climates sidelined it, as instant gratification plants dominated shelves. The ultimate irony is losing a showstopper whose leathery petals crackle open with promise, infusing your yard with an orange glow aroma that's pure, unadulterated luxury, like owning a piece of paradise. You'd never guess it can bloom indoors too, extending the oasis year-round. These plants, once cornerstones of grand estates and humble homesteads alike, fell victim to a broader cultural shift toward uniformity, driven by agribusiness giants prioritizing profit over biodiversity and homeowners chasing low-effort lawns that strip away soul. In an era of climate anxiety and cookie-cutter suburbs, reviving them isn't just gardening. It's reclaiming a nostalgic connection to Earth's wild elegance, while outraging the status quo of bland backyards. Economically, it empowers us against overpriced imports, fostering self-sustaining oases that heal both land and spirit. If this countdown has you itching to dig in and turn your yard into that dream retreat, hit subscribe for more hidden gems in gardening. Next up, we'll uncover forgotten fruits that taste like vacation. You won't want to miss it.